How could he not remember me? Is 10 years that long a time?
Hey, T? I heard his voice again and suddenly was brought back in the real world. I looked at him and then at the shop. A small boy of 9-10 was waiting for an answer.
Yeah, I said, and he stood up. I took my glasses off and wiped my face. Madam, sugar? Yes. 1 spoon, please. No sugar for me, he instructed. I remembered his obsession with all things healthy. He hasn't changed much.
A few minutes later, we were sitting on a bench, sipping our tea. And I realized
He hasn't ever seen me in my glasses or long hair. I don't know why, but I felt right out of a Bollywood movie where the villain doesn't recognize the hero in a beard. Is he the villain? Stop it, Rishita. I snapped at my own self. He was looking in a distance.
I watched him.
Carefully this time. He had changed a lot from a careless next door guy to a handsome looking man. I wonder if he was married or seeing somebody. I stopped that train of thought then and there. It doesn't matter. Or does it? But we are as good as strangers now. But how about those days? We were together in college. A clumsy, boring and stupid girl and an absolute charmer that he was. I still don't know even then how come we became such good friends. Or I thought so. He used to be this sports obsessed boy and I was the topper of the class. I still remember our special friendship, which everybody rightly predicted would not last. It didn't. We didn't last, in spite of our trying. After college, he went on to take professional coaching from London, and my scholarship happened. We never met after that. But I never forgot him. I remember his last words till date.
You won't forget me now? The train had started moving and his hand slipped from mine slowly. And I could say nothing. Though I wanted to shout. I wanted to shout and tell him, I love you, Adi. I love you. But there was nothing on his face against the backdrop of falling raindrops. As casual as ever. As we took our last sip, suddenly that young boy appeared from nowhere. I never noticed his presence. ट्रेन नहीं आएगी साहब, पीछे कोई पुल टूट गया है.
What? But I didn't know. I didn't know what to do, what to say. I had to be home tomorrow. I would not find anything to go back to hotel either. This is almost midnight. Oh God. He rose up. I'll just go and check with the station master. I was just too upset to say anything else. He rushed towards a small room in the corner and I sat there, lost. He came back after a while. Landslide. I realized that meant a very long delay. I was still trying to gather the situation when he added, Hey, it would take almost 10-12 hours for things to sort out. I guess I'll go back home. What would you do? I had no idea. I said I would just wait here. See if it's okay with you. You can come with me. My place is nearby. I instantly said no. I had no intention of seeing his perfect family. He noticed my hesitation. Don't worry. I'll live with my mom. She'll be more than happy to see you. She's very nice. I smiled. Who would know her better than me? Half an hour and we were there, drenched. He rang the bell. The door opened in a moment and I said with a broad smile, Kaisi ho aayi? She looked towards me in astonishment for a while. But soon the surprise vanished and she hugged me tightly. Reenie! We got in the house, leaving him frozen at the door.